This is Uncle Fester with Shade Tree Survivalists, and we're in Uncle Fester's workshop. Got my boy Mac Daddy running the camera for me tonight. Been doing a series on improvised weapons and how to use them. One of the things that I want to try to do this, that it kind of ties in, it's not exactly an improvised weapon. I want to show some strikes. And I want to kind of expand on on a theme of accuracy and timing and on body unity, and just show some of the things that you can do as far as teaching yourself. What I have here is an Everlast canvas bag. I've had this thing for a while. It's about a 70-pound bag. I had it filled. Most of the time, if you get one, you want them to fill it themselves because they put that cotton fiber in it, and it's a lot better packed. This one right here, the top's a little less packed than the bottom. Bottom's hard as a rock. Top's a little looser. One of the first things that I want to show, as far as a strike, it's an old strike, and I'm gonna make sure to see if my boy Matt can focus in. It's a spear hand, or I like to think of it as, this is not, in what I was taught, that was a spear hand in Shichiru karate. And in messing around, I come across the kung fu called a snake fist. Looks just like that. Like that right there. Try to get it in there. That's a much more stronger strike when you're doing finger strikes. Now, what I like to use this for, I go for the throat with this. You can go in other areas. You want to do somewhere soft. You don't want to go for the face for this. If you happen to hit a cheekbone, or you hit a forehead or a jawbone, that's going to hurt. Usually the smaller the striking, the striking surface, areas or surface, the more pounds per square inch that you're putting into whatever it is. This is one of those ones that you go for the throat. Here again, you got that twist. And that snake strike, it's kind of like here, it's like you're blocked. There again. It's coming in at an angle like this. You're not really coming over. This is one of those that you turn it over this way. This is how you see a snake's head do, like this right here. That's how that strike works. And what I like to do with it, if I'm going to use it, especially if I'm here, is here again. You know, I'm like, whoa, hey, don't take it. I'll give you my money. Boom. And trust me, that hurts. Can I go lower with it? That's a high strike, really, to get any power out of it. Can I go lower with it? Yeah. But it's not as effective as it is up here. Now, the next strike that I personally like to use, you won't see me use a lot of fist strikes. One of the other strikes that I like to use comes off, again, it comes out of Kung Fu Animals, is a wrist strike. There was a lot of wrist strikes that was in Shichiru karate. Never really utilized them a lot, but it's really, you want to use the hard parts of your body to strike. And a wrist strike was something you can come at, use your wrist strike to come at a lot of different angles. One of the angles that I used to like to do is kind of a man's fist, more than it is anything else. You can do what they call a crane fist, or a crane fist. You just kind of this way. Manus, kind of like this. I kind of like the Manus. You can even go drunken fist if you want to. But mainly what you're after, even a monkey fist if you want to. Mainly what you're trying to do though is you're trying to use this wrist to hit strike with. And it's like you're scooping. It's like you're just kind of taking a scoop out of whatever that you're hitting. Like this.
Dude, that hurt.
And I'm striking here, so it's like a scoop. And then when you learn how to put them together, see how I'm turning my whole body? It's just like the boxing stance. You turn it on if you'll focusing on my feet for
Give
just
me
a minute.
just a second, okay.
Sorry about the movement. Here again, it ain't nothing but just twisting on the ball of your foot. If you can get that movement down, that puts your whole body to it. If you learn how to drop when you do it. So I'm here, feel focused back up, and when I do these double strikes, got a lot of hit behind it. I want to go to the face. If you hit a band in the face like that, you're liable to you're going to end up breaking your hand. I like to use that wrist strike at a face. Here again, I know it looks kind of funky. Another strike that I like to favor comes from here to here. It's a knife hand strike. You can use here, here, and then from here to here. From here to here, here to here. So you've got all this like right here for a striking area. And it's very simple. It's a glancing blow. You see a lot of people when they do this, they want to come here and they want to come around like that.
Okay, telegraphing that one there.
You're telegraphing it, yeah. Or I come in here and I can come from here with it. Alright? That's not a lot of power in that. Now watch this. As I use it as a glancing blow, instead of coming around with it, I'm going to shoot straight with it. So.
Damn. That hurt.
Big difference. It's a glancing blow to the neck. Very devastating blow when you've got that one figured out. Again, you have something that's called a ridge hand. You can go from here to here. It's kind of like a little triangle right here. When you make that one, again, you're not bringing it around, you're shooting it straight out. So instead of bringing it around to here, you're shooting straight. Okay? Very devastating blow. Personally, I like to use a wrist strike. That gives you a little more distance. Okay? So if he's a little bit further away, I'll use that strike. But if I've got him up close enough, I like to use this strike right here where I want to strike with the wrist. Again, it's coming all off of the hip. You're just bringing it right to the bag. Okay? Now, one of the other strikes, excuse me, one of the other strikes that's out there that I like to use, here again, you're going from this knuckle to this knuckle. This is the striking area. This right here, it kind of comes off of what we used to call a tiger paw strike. Or you call it we used to call it either a C strike or a grasping tiger strike. This is another one where you're going right for the throat. It's an upward strike like this, is what you're doing with the strike. It's kind of an upward, and you're going for the throat with it. So what you're doing is you're coming here.
Mighty day.
All you're doing is just coming up, you hear? Now again, one of the things that I'm getting into body unity, I'm turning my whole body, but when I do that strike, I'm dropping. It's like a little, if you'll kind of focus in on my legs this time when I do this, watch how my knees drop when I do this strike.
Dude, you can sure hurt somebody.
Whatever happens, whatever it does, when you add that 2-inch drop in your knees as you're turning, it generates a lot more power. Now, we were talking earlier tonight. I really don't like to use a closed fist, especially to the head. No matter how tough, I did a foolish thing when I was younger in martial arts. I used to strike a lot of iron. I had an I-beam, and I'd go out there every day and I wouldn't hit it with everything I had, but I just beat on it till I got my knuckles to the point where even now, if you was to feel them, I still got some pretty good calluses left on them. One of the things that we begin to learn is the twist of when you throw the punch. See how the wrist, you start from here, it's got a flip, so that when you would learn how to throw that straight punch, and you threw your whole body behind it, and it was like a straight punch, and you, okay? Now, to even show you how much energy it creates, I'm going to just do a half flip. I'm up and down right here. Now, I can just turn my body into this particular punch. There's a little bit of power in that. do that twist and you do the drop at the same time.
Dude.
Works the same with a push. If I'm here and I'm going to push somebody, or I'm going to push the bag, I got my hand directly on it, I could turn my body and push it, okay? But in the same strike, when I drop and push and turn at the same time, it's more powerful, and it ain't coming down back. Now,
I'm wondering, I thought the ceiling was going to come out.
how much time have I got on this one?
10:38 so far.
Alright. When I hit 14, let me know. Another thing is being up close, okay? When you're in the guy's up in your grill, okay, and I'm at this distance, you need to learn how to throw elbows. Works the same way, okay? I got my elbow. The main one that you're going to learn how to use is this one right here.
Dude, you can clean somebody's clock.
If you're here, if I mean, I'm fighting right here. If this guy's up this close to me, all you do is as you come up, you're coming up and around. Now, what makes it fun, get a little closer, is when I come around here and I've hit him here and I went through and set up for that one. Again, that's here, you set up for that one. It's just, and when you do this, what you want to learn to do is almost tap yourself on this shoulder and then bring it straight in. Now, there's what I call a forearm strike, and you can do this when they're laying on the ground, or you can do this when they're standing up. Is that if I'm here, I'm kind of almost touching my shoulder here, and I'm just. You do that to the chest of the throat, you get that guy off of you, okay? All right. One of the other one is what I call it's an uppercut elbow, and it's when I'm here at this distance. My arm is vertical right here, okay? And what I'm going to try to do is just try to point my elbow at the ceiling. Just going up, just like that. So I'm here, okay? You'll hurt him on that one. And I probably skipped my arm up on that one a little bit. That's why you do a canvas bag. You start to kind of build up calluses after a little while when you practice this. Now, when you start to learn combos, you can get into where, one of the questions that Kimbo asked me is like, when you use this one, what's the next move? Well, you want to flow. So if I'm going to do this here, okay, boom.
Alright, 1 minute. It's 13 minutes.
So one of the next one is, of course, the behind. Here, somebody's here behind me, and I'll tell you something about this. Most of the time, if you really want to get a good drive, if you'll sit down and grab your arms like this or grab your hand like this and put your whole body into it, that's a good one, okay? So you got here, which is an elbow, you put it in there. You use it as a forearm strike here. You got the one that comes around, which is a roundhouse elbow. Uppercut, and of course I can't do it here, but you got the straight down elbow. Those are good when you get a guy under the groin and he bends over, give him a shot to the back. So those are just a few of the strikes. Snake fist, wrist strike. Well, it don't really matter how you hold your hands as long as you're hitting right here with this. The knife hand, this right here. This right here, which is called the ridge hand, wrist strike from the same spot, and your elbows. Those are just a few of the simple upper body strikes. This is Uncle Fester with Shade Tree Survivalist, coming from
Southern Chapter.
And signing off.